Okay, everybody, I am at Kaysville City Park. I think this is called Ponds Park. It's right next to a couple little ponds, hence the name. But I drove by last week and saw a game in progress at this baseball field and just saw a lot of people setting up lawn chairs in the shade of some of these little trees. And I thought, hey, that's a good place to detect. So I've hit this park before. I know I hit it with Sword the Mighty Hunter, but didn't record that one on video. So haven't hit this exact area yet, so I'm hoping I get some good stuff, some new stuff, and maybe some old stuff. Anyway, we'll bring you guys along for the ride, and hopefully we've got something exciting to share. Okay, not quite a coin spill, but I've got a penny signal right about here, and a dime signal right about there. So I'm going to mark this one, and we'll dig the penny first. We'll come back for this guy right here. They are showing a couple inches deep, and this is some really firm soil. I dug one plug already. Turned out to be a much larger object than I wanted to recover. I think it was part of a pipe. So since I'm in a park, I don't want to tear all that up. So I put the plug back in and left it. I think I'm going to cut that part out of the video so you won't see it, but it is just some really thick clay. Wow. Right in the corner there. I need to do a better job pinpointing. Good. There we go. It is a penny. And it's crusty, but just memorial penny. Well, we now have one more penny than we did when we started, so we'll take it. Let's see if this other one turns out to be a dime. Might have cut a little too deep. Let's see. Nope. Not deep enough. This is crazy. I think I flipped it out here. There it is. And it is a dime. 2000 something. So it's a modern guy. Well, 2006 maybe? Maybe 2000? I'm not sure. We'll take it. Okay, just got a 13 signal. Much closer to the surface than the previous ones. I think I can get that with the coin probe. You know, I bought a new coin probe. I thought I'd lost this one. Turns out my son had used it in the yard and left it there. But I bought a new one and ordered the exact same one I got before. Forget the brand. I got it on Amazon. Just searched coin probe and paid, I don't know, less than 10 bucks for it. The new one I got is got a longer probe, and it's a much thicker probe as well, with just a dull, you know, it's a cylinder all the way down instead of a gradual taper at the end. Then just at the very end, it's just got a little point. But excited to use that one because it looks sturdier. It looks like it's not going to bend as easily. And I don't pry a lot with my coin probe, but enough that I bend it. So let's see what we've got in here. Did I flip it out? We did. That's why we had a 13. We have a nickel. So 3 coins, 2016 Liberty nickel. Okay, I had a solid 21 signal. Thought it was a penny, but seeing some other shape in here. Let's see if we got fooled into a bottle cap. Not sure what that is. Don't know what this is off the top of my head. It looks sort of like a metal tip that would go on a decorative belt. It does look copper. I'm trying to think baseball field. What would be out here in the baseball field? Not sure. Definitely plated. It's in bad shape. But we'll take it. Looks like we have a dime right near the surface here. Just garbage. Take that as well. All right. There it is. This one was a penny, but it's an old one. Might be why it was ringing up so high. 1977. My birth year. Yay! I think that's my first 1977 penny. First 1977 penny this year. So, looks like I dinged it with my probe right there at the beginning of the date. Okay, I've got a penny here near the surface. Oh, looks like a pretty fresh drop. Let's see here. There it is. Being right on top, it sure does have a lot of crud on it. 2013. Okay, I've been getting a lot of deep pennies here. Thought I'd film this one. This was a 19. There we go. It's a penny, but it's cruddy. We'll take it. Okay, this is a really jumpy 11 signal. I've never had this be good stuff. It's always aluminum, scrap, things like that. I've never found a ring in this range, but that doesn't stop me from keep trying. Let's see. Came up as right near the surface, and hey, would you look at that? It's a wrapper. Aluminum wrapper. Every time. Okay, just got a 12, 13, 14 right near the surface, jumping around like it's a pull tab. Just right next to the sidewalk here at the park. So it had to be right here on the surface. It was loud. Well, let's check it again with Equinox. Okay, I guess it's a little deeper. So it's coming up right here, right where we were looking, but oh, there it is. Just right at the range of the Profine 35. Because it was jumping around, I don't think it was nickel. Hang on, I'm getting a phone call. Okay, where were we when I was so rudely interrupted by that phone call? The recorded message for me that was urgent, I'm sure. There we go. I have to take all the phone calls because I'm currently in the process of switching jobs. I'd like to say that I'm looking for a job that will allow me to be a little more active in my metal detecting hobby. Oh, there we go. But providing for the family comes first. And wherever we end up, I'll do metal detecting there. First pull tab of the day. Little jumpy signal, a few inches deep. All right, I'm trying to recover a what I think is a penny, but this soil is so hard that it's bending my probe, and it's just a heavy clay. Actually makes it, there's a penny. Makes it pretty hard even to get the probe down more than about an inch and a half into the soil. So having to cut more plugs than I was hoping. And the plugs aren't easy to cut either with that heavy soil. So, a little bit of a obsessive compulsive person. I have to keep my probe from being bent. So saying it's a 19 right here. It's ringing up on the surface, but it is a bigger signal footprint than you might expect. So pretty sure it's not a penny, but the signal was pretty solid. I'm thinking CanSlaw on this one, and my guess it's probably bigger than the quarter. Get my workout here on this. There it is. You can hear that distinct sound when you hit CanSlaw. I'd put that as bigger than the quarter, so I'm going to be 1 for 1 on predictions today. It is a old style. It's the beaver tail pull tab style. Not exactly sure what it was. And frankly, I don't care. This signal is firmly in the pull tab range. Just once again right outside the reach of the ProFind. That's my only complaint about the Minelab Pro 35. Is that the depth of sensitivity is just might be 2 inches. I mean, it's just you just don't get much more than that unless it's a big object. So you almost have to discover it yourself before the ProFinder tells you it's there. But I do like how reliable it is. It always turns on, it's always ready. I don't have to reset it constantly. It does sometimes seem a little quiet, especially when I'm wearing the wireless headphones and I'm in a noisy environment like this where I've got a freeway 100 yards away from me that's crowded with cars and diesels and sirens and all that. But the vibe on it works just fine. So I think I'll give it 3.5, maybe 4 stars out of 5. That's a pull tab. I'm getting a solid 12 right near the surface. I think this is a pull tab as well. There it is. It's funny, I bet if I bent this out and put it back in its original shape, it would ring up a little higher. Oh, I'll never know. I broke the end off. Okay, I'm tired of digging over by the baseball diamond. That grass was just a little too firm, the soil was. So I moved over into the top lot to see if there's anything here. Just got a low iron signal that was near the surface. And found this metal spike. Not sure what it's from. Looks like a tooth, you know? And it's just jagged, just waiting to grab somebody's foot. I dug this hole here, and it ended up, when I used my pinpointer, it was right here near the surface, so it was right like that. Pretty dangerous. It's the sort of thing I like to show park managers when they complain about me digging in their grass. I like to show them the sort of things we take out. Metal detecting really is a service to the community. That's a foot saved right there. Okay guys, sort of a bust at the park today. Got a few coins, a lot of aluminum, and went over by the tot lot to search in there, found a couple pieces of scrap that could really hurt people's feet, and pulled that out. But a group of kids were there that were taking a lot of interest in metal detecting, and they were asking intelligent questions. So I decided to stop and tell them about it, and ended up letting them all re-find my coins again in the wood chips, and got to talking with their mom and showed her some of the rings that I'd found that I carry with me, and she's like, "Oh, well, I lost my wedding ring." I'm like, "Really? Where?" And she told me where. It's just, a couple miles from here, in her yard. She was doing yard work, and so she's going through trying to, they've moved since then. She's going through trying to say, "Well, I can call them, get permission, you can go up and everything." And I'm all excited. I love to find wedding rings for people. And then she's like, "Oh, and it's just the diamond." She lost the diamond out of the setting, and she has the ring. I'm like, "I can't help you, sorry, but bummer." Anyway, left her a card, so in case she loses jewelry in the future or comes across somebody who has, I can be contacted. But anyway, now we've got a couple kids I think are going to be getting metal detectors for birthdays and Christmas, so maybe we'll get some more people in the hobby. So I just left that park where I was accosted by all the kids, and came over to the other half of the park. This park's actually split down the middle by a road, and so I'm on the south side of the park. This is where the soccer fields are at. Got a 15 right here, 15, 12, pretty high. This is where all the kids drop their bags when they come to practice. So let's see if something else got dropped here. It's right near the surface, whatever it is. Probably gonna be like a zipper or something. Zipper pull. Oh, what about this? Organic matter. Sort of big. It's a big footprint for a signal like that. There we go. Not pull tab. 15, I should have known. But. Okay, got a 29 signal right in here. Should be quarter. I had it there for a second. Where was it? Should be a quarter in here. I think I can feel it in there. Feel something. There's the quarter. So it is a States quarter. Scrapes nicely with my probe. Montana is the state. Got another 30 signal right on the surface. There it is. And there's our quarter. What state is this guy? West Virginia. I may be moving there. I know it's a long move from Utah, but looking at some properties over there for some business ideas I'm interested in, and the land prices are right. Yeah, there's another quarter. So, the metal detecting opportunities will be a lot different in West Virginia than here in Utah. So, I'm not sure how the channel would change with the videos, but I'd keep swinging and beeping. So, we just have to see if it was Civil War stuff that might be in that area or what. But they do have some really old towns, a lot of history. With the mining industry that was in there, I know West Virginia had, I think it was Gilbert, West Virginia, they had the highest population of millionaires per capita at one time. So, yeah, I keep hearing that signal, but okay, it is right here. And I'm not seeing it, so we'll dig a plug. This grass is really hard too. Looks like they're growing it in cement. This is crazy. I mean, there is moisture in the soil. It's not dry. We've had a really wet spring, or wet, it's almost winter. You know, January the 107th, as it snowed just last week. But let's see here. Look at that. I don't know why I couldn't get it. It is right on the surface. It's right there. I guess I just didn't touch it with the tip of the pinpointer. But another state quarter. This one's Colorado, neighbor state. Well, that's 3 quarters and 3 consecutive finds. So I'm already doing much better than the other side of the park. And I haven't even got to the sidelines of the soccer field, which is what I stopped here for in the first place. So I'll check a little bit more here and then we'll get to the sidelines. Okay, this comes up as a 25 to 29, which is right on the dime to the quarter range. Some garbage. Not sure what it might be, some canned slaw, but rang pretty clear. And there's a quarter. Oh no. Hey, thought it was a quarter. This is some jewelry. It's a little heart pendant, or a circle pendant with a heart shape. Got to read that here. It's engraved on the back. I'm just trying to read the whole thing before I tell you, but maybe you guys already caught it. Say Juno Giles chip number. Somebody Giles' mom. Not sure what the chip number means, but clearly it at one time was on a necklace of sorts, or at least a key fob or something. Got to soak it a little bit, see if I can get that grime off and see what the name says, but that would be why it wasn't quite coming up like a quarter, even though it was a similar size and weight. Okay, this came up as a 12-13, but it didn't sound like a nickel. It just sounded more like a pull tab. Might be wrong, but it just didn't have that clear nickel sound to it. And it is a pull tab. So, right range, wrong sound. Okay, got a 12-13 signal here. Pretty crisp, but I broke it. Let's see what it was here. Looks like it was a paintbrush. I chopped right through it as I was cutting. So, that's my first paintbrush ever. Okay, this ground is so hard and so hard to dig in that I've stopped digging all the signals, and I'm just going to cherry pick the good ones. So I've got a quarter signal here, 29-30. This is just crazy how compacted the soil is. I'm not sure how any water gets down to the roots, but this is a pretty deep signal. Let's see what we got. There's a quarter. 1967. Couple years from silver. Okay, I'm hoping you guys can hear me well. I've got my headphones on, and you can see I've got a sound wall along the side of the park. Right on the other side of that sound wall is I-15, northbound traffic. So, pretty sure that's going to come across in the video. I might try to edit out some of the sounds so you're not just hearing the roar of traffic the whole time, but Let's see, just got a signal here. That is an 18. It's really jumpy. Because of how deep it is, I'm going to leave that one. I'll come back here after they water. See if it softens it up a little bit. Okay, I have got a nice signal here that stays right on 17. Right on 17, no matter which way I swing it. It's a tiny bit low for a penny at 17. So I'm hopeful we got a good target here. Not seeing it near the surface. That's my watch that's detecting there. Let me mark it one more time because I've been missing targets with my pinpointed just using the Equinox. Okay, I've got a. Let's see here. Gonna do this standing up, not halfway. There we go. Okay, so right there is my center according to the Equinox. That's right here. So I'm gonna dig a nice sized plug around that. Let me mark that spot first with my probe. I do like the sound of this target. This is just, it's so clear. Can't dig and talk at the same time. This is hard work. I don't like taking my my root slayer shovel out in parks. It just looks bad. And people think you're gonna dig up the park. Even though I can dig a plug with that very effectively and not damage the sod too badly. Man, just bad optics. Let's see what that edge is. Okay. Let's see what we got here. So it's right in here. Hey, look at that, right there. What is this? Is this a soccer pin? Looks like it is a pin of some sort. What's the back? Let's see what it says in the front. 2003 Las Vegas Premier Invitational. It's got some Sport Pins LLC. Looks like the company that made it. Now I find the backs to these pins all the time. Unfortunately, I don't have any with me, so I've got to be careful with this so I don't stab myself. I carry it around in my pouch. But that was a nice signal. Knew it wasn't a penny. It just came. If it was an 18, it could have been, but at 17, solid 17 like that. Well, that was just outside of the penny range for me. At least with the settings I use. You know, I just wanted to tell you something that I've learned from detecting soccer fields. Hopefully you can hear me over the traffic. But as you can see, you've got a sideline right over here. Get as closer as you can see it. When I detect a soccer field, generally I try to stay off the pitch itself if it's during the season, just because that turf gets beat up so badly with the games. Me digging out there isn't going to help it any. When it's off season, I do detect it. But if you look down the sideline, there's usually a worn path, and you can see it here, all the way down. That's where the sideline ref, the line judge, whatever they call him, runs back and forth. And because there is that path there, you know that there's going to be no spectators setting up chairs and sitting there. And he runs all the way from one corner down to the other. And so he gets the immediate space right after the sideline. And then in the middle section of the field up here, for the first, I don't know, 5-6 feet, there's like a player's box where the players who are not on actively playing sit with their coach. They'll stand on the sidelines. And in that space there, I find a lot of pull tabs. I find a lot of, you know, drink wrappers, things like that. But the place that's best for me is either behind the team, where the parents sit, so they can tell their little Johnny what a good boy he is, even if he lost the game. And just got a signal just walking back here. It's a penny right on the surface. Or to the left or the right of the player's box. So you go down, and the family then sits right behind where the line judge runs. So you give them a couple feet to run, and then you've got all the chairs. So the sweet spots are on both sides of the player's box for me. So I'm not sure if that's going to be helpful to you, but that's where I find most of my change and jewelry on the soccer field. Okay, I've got a nice signal here. That's a 33-34. It's almost too good of a signal. Like either I found a sprinkler or a gold bar or something. I don't know, but maybe keys. I'm trying to figure out what this would be. It's definitely big, and I think, man. Could this be can slaw? Big, huge can slaw? Ah, it's even better. It's a Hot Wheels. So it's a gold car. Sure. So that is too large of a signal, but man, it just rang out beautifully. And it's in okay shape. Passenger side is a little compacted, but I guess the driver's side is as well. But let's see, I don't know my cars well enough. I can't see on the bottom what it is, but not sure if this is a real Hot Wheels, to tell you the truth. Yeah, looks like a Hot Wheels. Has a logo. Anyway, found the new car. Woot! Okay, I found the Hot Wheels car right here, and I got a 25 signal right next to it. This is in the dime range. Let's see if I can find it with my probe without destroying it first. There's something right there. Okay. That's dig depth. Let's see what we got. Okay, see if we got another toy or something here. Not seeing it yet. Oh, there it is. It is a dime. Can't make out the year. I left my flashlight in the car, so it's not dark yet. It's just I need a little more light to see the detail. Got a ton of can slaw here all over.
Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for me tonight. Hopefully you guys are all getting out and finding some good stuff. I'd love to hear in the comments what you've been finding, or if you've got a video of what you found, go ahead and tell me about it so I can check out your channel. So this is The Recovery Addict, and I will catch you on the next one.